Mrs. Frederick says she's been trying to get her husband to change for the last 8 years. Maybe his side pieces will have better luck. Today on Divorce Court.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Frederick v. Frederick.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Frederick and Mr. Frederick. I'm glad to have you here at Divorce Court, and welcome everybody to Divorce Court. We are here with a married couple who have been married for some time. There are a lot of children who are involved. Although only 2 of them are their biological children together, they've been raising a family together for some time now. Together for 8 years, married for 2 years. But Mrs. Frederick says she's ready to walk away if she doesn't get some of the answers to the questions she has. Mrs. Frederick, why are we in Divorce Court today?
I'm here today because I am fed up. I've had it up to here. He's a manipulator, he's a liar, he's a cheater, and these things just continue to go on. And today, that stops. I'm not here for anything other than him to sign these papers so that I can move forward with my life. I don't want no child support, no spousal support, none of that. Just do what you need to do for your kids, but out of my home.
You want him gone?
Today.
And you came to court with divorce papers?
I did. I have it right here.
And you signed them?
Signed and ready to go.
Okay. That's called a woman that knows what she wants. Mr. Frederick, your wife has said enough is enough. What do you say?
Your Honor, I'm here today to fight for my marriage. We have 6 beautiful kids, plus a dog. And, I refuse to walk away from that and let them have a broken home.
Well, I'm hoping that the dog is not you. That's what we sitting here trying to discuss. Because Ms. Frederick just said that she has put up with too much. Now, let's see if this relationship can be repaired. Ms. Frederick, take me back to how you all first met, and then what were the red flags that made you think that this may not work?
So we actually met back in high school, graduated in 2010. Once we graduated, we probably didn't speak or have any contact with each other for a few years. He started to hit me up on Facebook. We both worked night shift jobs, and of course it's kind of boring. So we would talk on the phone to each other.
So you guys started dating?
Yeah, we pretty much started dating, got into a relationship. And
were you living together, or were you living in separate places? What was the deal?
We were living in separate places until he pretty much was like, okay, come live with me, demanded me to come live with him.
And you brought your children with you?
Yep, brought the kids, moved in.
But when was the red flag?
The red flags was kind of in the beginning when we moved in together. There was this girl, she faked it a pregnancy. She pretty much called my phone and was like, yeah, this is your, I'm like, who is this? She's like, this is your baby daddy's and I'm calling to tell you that I'm pregnant as well. So I'm like.
So you were pregnant at the time that you received this?
I had just found out I was pregnant, so.
So that means she was told that you were pregnant by somebody.
Yep, just she just miraculously got my phone number, and we still to this day don't know how she got my number, but she had it.
And what happened when that occurred?
When that occurred, I kind of just, I confronted him about it. Of course, he lied about it, continued to lie about it. I didn't really get any, real answers from him.
So was this somebody that you had been dealing with, Mr. Frederick?
Well, we met back at a job, and, one thing led to another. We kind of wasn't really together, so.
Okay, so you and your now wife, you're saying that you all were not?
No, we were not together. We had of an in and out thing. So I had this person right here, which was the young lady that she's talking about, and it was kind of on and off, but it wasn't nothing serious.
So you were dipping and dodging with 2 different women?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's just cut to the chase.
So, Your Honor, he's saying that, but that is not, I was pregnant. That not saying that because I'm pregnant, that means that we're together. But I was pregnant. We were definitely in a relationship. We were
but
having
clearly, at least for one day, you were in a relationship because you were pregnant.
But it seemed like behind my back with other females, it was something totally different. He told me that she wasn't pregnant. She told me that she was pregnant.
Got it.
When I confronted him, he basically told me that she was lying, trying to get more money from him because he had the nerve to purchase her daughter a birthday gift. Why? Why you playing stepdaddy to somebody else's kids, father, whatever the case is, I don't know.
Because he was in a full-blown relationship with her
with
also.
both of us. And not only that, she called my phone days after that and told me, watch me make him break up with you. He broke up with me.
And left you while you were pregnant?
And left me while I was
And
pregnant.
then what happened after that?
I don't really recall what happened after that.
You
but
recall.
From
What happened after that?
So right after that, you know, I broke things off with the young lady. I came to your doorstep crying, right?
So wait a minute.
Begging
how long
for your
were you,
love.
I beg your pardon. How long did you go and choose this other woman?
It wasn't very long.
What's not very long?
I
Answer
would
my
say
question.
maybe like a month or two, but that was before I knew that she was actually pregnant with my daughter.
So you did not know that the now Mrs. Frederick was pregnant
No, I did not.
when you left?
I didn't.
And you thought that the other woman was pregnant?
I did.
At some point, you came back,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm assuming you made a promise that that was not going to happen again.
Yes, I did.
And Miss Frederick, you decided you all were going to give it another try then.
So we did give it another try, and nothing changed. He pretty much stayed the same, continued.
But you ended up having another baby because they're pretty much back to back.
Yeah, they were. My first baby wasn't even one when we had the other baby. But, you know, things happen. I did, you know, slip up a few times and gave them chances like I keep doing.
Wasn't a few.
But there will not be any more chances after today. Like,
So at some point, though, in the last couple of years, you decided to get married. So you've now been married 2 years. Were you committed to that future, Mr. Frederick?
Yes, I was. I stopped everything I was doing. I was faithful. I am faithful. And, you know, I made sure I kissed the ground that she walked upon.
I get there, and it's a restaurant, a 5-star restaurant, and as we approach the table, he's sitting there with this woman. They're having a full-blown conversation. He kind of looked over at me.
What did you say?
He's like, I was
what
like,
did you say?
What is this? What are you doing? I thought you was playing basketball. And he was like, oh, who are you? So I'm like, what?
So now that's so interesting because Miss Frederick said in her court filing that you never actually changed. And
He's a liar.
give me the circumstances. So
Okay, so he tells me that he's going to play basketball. I've noticed that this is something that he does with his friends every Sunday. So he tells me I'm going to play basketball this weekend. So I'm like, okay, cool. Go ahead and, you know, go play basketball. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But as he's out playing basketball, I can't get in contact with him like normally when he's playing basketball. So what I do is I go to my house and I get the family iPad and I locate where he is. And I pull up to the address. I get there and it's a restaurant, a 5-star restaurant. I walk to the area, the hosting area, and I ask the server or the hostess, I'm like, I'm here for a party for Frederick. And then she was like, oh, yeah, they're already seated. Table for 2. So I'm like, no, you need to add 1 more, because it's supposed to be for 3. I'm here, you know, now. So she walks me over there. And as we approach the table, he's sitting there with this woman. They're having a full-blown conversation. He kind of looked over at me. And basically, when I said something to him,
what did you say?
He's like,
what did you say?
What is this? What are you doing? I thought you was playing basketball. And he was like, oh, who are you? So I'm like, what? I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll handle you outside of here because I'm a professional. So I'm gonna take my purse and I'm gonna leave. So I proceeded to walk on out the door, got home, and I kind of just asked him again, who is this person? Why are you out on a date? Why are you even acting like you don't know who I am?
I was caught off guard.
Like, you're my husband. We have kids together.
Wait.
So
you denied your wife like Peter denied Christ? Are you kidding me?
I actually did go to play basketball, and, you know, it was an old friend that, you know, I ran into out there. She just happened to be out there, and we
You
went
got
to school.
dressed to go to a 5-star restaurant and play basketball.
Your Honor.
And had a reservation.
And when I got there, he was dressed nice. He had his Ray-Bans on, smelling all good.
Go ahead, Mr. Frederick.
He didn't even take me to 5-star restaurant.
Excuse me, Miss Frederick, because I want to hear this explanation.
All right, so like I said, I actually did go play basketball. I ran into this old friend, and we went to college together, and, you know, it was never nothing like that. whatever
Why
that she
would
thinks
you
it is.
be
But
at a restaurant with a woman that you made a reservation for, and when your wife comes up, not say, "Oh yeah, baby, this is Connie. We went to school together." And Connie, this is my new wife. We have 6 children now. I didn't get to tell you all of that. Why didn't you say that?
I was caught off guard. Like I said, that was rough.
You
man.
are a very, 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 very lucky man. Because if I had been your wife, there was gonna be some slow singing and some flower bringing to your funeral. I'm telling you right now, that is the most disrespectful thing that I've heard in a long time. And I sit on the bench of divorce court. That's about as disrespectful. You denied your wife in front of another chick?
Wow.
Yeah, I did.
He ends up falling asleep on the couch. The phone rings. I answer. I'm like, hello? She hung up the phone. So I call her back and I'm like, who are you? She's like, oh, this is girlfriend. Like, no, you're not, because I'm his girlfriend. Like, what are you talking about? But he says he's here to fight for his marriage.
I am. Y'all won't even give me a chance to fight. You doing most of the talking.
Well, that's called being a plaintiff. That brings the case.
I respect that.
Yeah, you need to be able to defend yourself with some evidence or with something to the contrary. As of right now, you've been to dinner and then denied your wife while she confronted you at a restaurant in a public place in front of another chick.
Well, why has she been around this whole time then? She's still here.
Because she has let you get away with murder. And guess what? The trial is today.
And he's also been very manipulative, Your Honor, the whole marriage and relationship.
Clearly.
Shortly after that, we saved about $16K for, it took us about 8 months to come up with it. We were getting ready to, get a new home. So like I said, I was doing hair, at home. And there were times where I would make great money and then it was slow times or whatever. He made the most money, ultimately. He paid the bills, ultimately. This particular time, we saved that $16K. It took us 8 months to make it. We were gonna basically get the house and we were gonna furnish the house. The day that, because we got approved for it and we were able to hold it with a $3,000 deposit, they held the house for us. We were supposed to move in a few weeks later. So when I knew that, for sure, we're definitely moving into this home, I took my happy-go-lucky self and I picked out furniture for 6 kids, for him and I, for the living room, for the dining room.
Because you knew you had some money up in the savings account.
And that's what the money was for. Who wants to move in a big 6-bedroom house and it's empty?
So that was your plan.
This is all that we talked about. So
what happened to the money?
Picked out the furniture just to get to the freaking register and try to pay, and the card is declining. Matter of fact, before the card declined, when it declined, I tried to, check the app, log into the account. It's no freaking money in the account. Not in the savings account, not in the checking account.
I want you to stop talking right now, and I'm going to turn to your husband.
I took the money out trying to invest in a mobile truck to help my business grow, and it didn't go as planned. And I thought I would be able to get the money back in time. So I gambled, and I tried to flip it, but it didn't work.
Mr. Frederick, why should she ever trust you again?
Even though she doesn't trust me all the way completely, I know that I can be a better person.
You've said that before, I can tell you.
All right, so I know for a fact, regardless, even though you don't want me right now, I know you'll want me later. If you give me an opportunity, if you give me an opportunity to do the right thing again, I promise you.
Your Honor, we don't have nothing to talk about other than.
Now, it's very interesting because we've been talking about lying, we've talking about manipulation and red flags.
What you need to know about some cheating?
Because that's the trifecta.
Oh, okay.
You're a liar, you're a manipulator, and according to you, you're a cheater.
So, I was working at Walmart Supercenter, and I was pregnant at the time. Demonte pretty much asked to keep the car that night, and he would pick me up. I got off at 6 a.m. He ended up hitting me up around 6:10 and was like, it was an accident, but I'm coming. Mind you, the job is not that far away. but I'm coming. So he got there probably around 6:40, 6:45-ish. Fast forward to me getting home to the kids. He ends up falling asleep on the couch. The phone rings, a picture pop up. I answer. The girl is like, I'm like, hello? She hung up the phone. So I call her back and I'm like, who are you? She's like, oh, this is girlfriend. Like, no, you're not, because I'm his girlfriend. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we got kids together, you know, we stay together, whatever. Who the F is this? She hangs up again. So I then go through the messages in the phone between him and her. Sure as hell, it's pictures and videos of her damn near naked in the bed with him. They are pretty much, she's laying on him. Like, I have evidence and everything.
I know you submitted the evidence. I'd like to see it, please.
And even that, he denied. Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. So would you stay, Your Honor? Like, would you continue to deal with this? Because I'm just tired.
Ms. Frederick, I don't know if you came to court to just hear yourself talk, but there is no reason for you to stay here any longer. Are you interested in being married to this man?
This man broke my heart. I'm just done with him. Like, it's nothing else here.
You brought divorce papers to
I want
court.
my papers signed, Your Honor. Can you make sure that they get signed? Because I don't have anything else for him. You broke my heart. There is no fixing it. We're done.
Thank you. Mrs. Frederick, you have already signed this.
Yes.
Would you like these papers served on your husband?
Yes, ma'am, as soon as possible.
Will you please serve these papers?
Yes, ma'am. You've been served.
The first page with the signature page.
After this, we have no more communication.
We'll see.
Okay, we'll see. Just make sure we get that signature. Thank you.
Corey, retrieve the papers. Thank you very much. Just so that we're clear, I'm going to sign as a witness.
Thank you so much.
Please hand these back to the plaintiff.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Mrs. Frederick, you can now take those papers into a civil court in Georgia and start the proceedings. And let me tell you something. I need you to put on your big girl pants and your big girl shoes and work on raising your children and work on a co-parenting agreement with him so that it works for you.
Okay.
But it is time for you to stop wasting time.
Yeah, and as of right now, I'm okay with raising my kids alone until I see change, because I'm not gonna have my kids around bullcrap neither.
And
because
guess
that's
what?
all they've been around the past 8 years.
I got news for you, raising boys and you raising girls.
Yep.
Your boys should not see this as an example of how a man treats a woman, and your girls should not see this as an example of what a woman will accept.
Right.
Tell you what, before I go, you really ready to walk out?
Yeah.
Corey, escort the plaintiff out.
Will do.
Thank
You
you.
want to follow me this way, ma'am?
Walk into your new life. Mr. Frederick, you don't believe her, but I do. That's our verdict.
How are you feeling? What are you thinking?
I feel a lot better. I'm happy that we got this resolved. These papers are signed. So really, all I have to do now is my part, and that's to go down to divorce court and have this done and have him served, so I could just be done with everything. I plan to take my kids and move out of town and, you know, start a new life. I have a new job, so
Oh, wow, good
I
for
feel
you.
like everything is already in motion for me and my kids.
Made